Okay, here goes nothing. This is my makeshift little place to do this recording while they're finishing the work on the house. Hopefully they're going to be done so we can eat some dinner. I don't know. I'm like, I was waiting and nothing changed. So I came up here in this only sunny spot in the living room because, please pray for me and pray for everybody in Iraq. They're in worse circumstances. They got called out after the Zoom. They were on the Zoom for an hour, so they shared some intel. So if you want to see that Zoom, become a member. I will post the link down below this video. You can watch that Zoom. So anyways, the biggest thing this morning was tensions escalate between Iraq and Kuwait over Khor Abala. Evidently, Kuwait ships went over a line, and so it's caused a lot of things to erupt. And the guy said he wasn't sure if he could stay on the chat. I don't know, guys. There's a lot of things going on, so just continue to pray. I want our guys to be safe, of course. So then there was, after that was the biggest news. That was the breaking news. There was historic turning point. Potentially PKK is going to disband. Do you remember months ago we said they flew an F-15 over and dropped down all these pamphlets? This one guy who was their leader, who's been incarcerated for a long time, he said, please disband so Iraq can be united again. So that's happening. That may happen. De Hook rolled out the first electric taxi, which was very interesting. Society women's are ranking. I guess Iraq is 123rd, which is not good. Right? They're 11th in Arab, so they're very low on the list as far as places for women, but they are making progress because Taif Sami is the finance minister. Go women in finance. More parties than MPs. Iraq urged to reform the law. Yeah, there's some political stuff going around, as there would be anything right before a revalue. There'd be a lot. And also Trump is leaving for the Middle East. He left today for the Middle East. So pray for him. Pray for everything today. I'm feeling upset in my spirit in some way. Maybe it's because of all this work being done. I don't know. Who knows? If anybody else is feeling something in the air, please comment down below. Keep praying. I fasted until I couldn't fast anymore. I had a headache. So I'm doing what I can. Let me know if you're feeling anything down below. Also, there was an energy to tech, just reading the highlights, from energy to tech, Iraq delegation diverse at U.S. Oh, they're talking about everything going on with the summit. They're all preparing for that. They closed down the government for the summit. Everything's going on. An F-16 target ISIS strikes in Kirkuk with intelligence. They used intelligence. They had some really good targets hit. So yay, because of the military, our military too. Let's see. Iraq to improve summer electricity supply. Again, it's similar to what we discussed last night. I did 3 lives yesterday, guys, and I'm tired today. We had breaking news on all 3. So timestamps, or at least at the night, I did the minimum timestamp of where the intel started. I mean, we're getting breaking news every night, so please subscribe and tap the bell every day. Iraq's capital shuts down for the summit. The presidency of Arab Economy and Social Development Summit in Lebanon. Oh, Iraq talked about why the summit is being held in Iraq. In Baghdad. It had been years, and it was held in Lebanon last time. So this is big. They're doing 2 summits at once, one in the morning, one in the evening. That was new. Arab League outlines key points on the agenda. That's when they talked about the 2. Justice Ministry, Iraq won a huge arbitration that's going to save them a lot of money. It also shows another feather in Soudani's cap as far as his administration. The UN says deal was reached with China after trade talks. That's good. We want to pray for that. There's a lot of plates spinning in the air geopolitically. If you agree with me, maybe that's what I'm feeling. I don't know. Comment down below. Taiwan wants U.S. security tech cooperation despite trade hurdles. Taiwan wants the U.S. to secure them because they're afraid, China is hovering. The article I did this morning, the timestamps are not up. Didn't get that done. Apologize. Nobody does that. I've been doing it. I just didn't do it today. If somebody wants to do the timestamps, they're welcome to. Iraqi entered the detailed discussion phase of the talks with Washington. There's detailed discussions going on with Washington. I will pull that article up. He confirmed that the 4th round of talks with Washington was more serious than previous rounds. That's his take on it. There's no discussion about uranium enrichment in Iran. We all know our Secretary of State's over there. He's got it in good hands. And Trump is traveling, so maybe he's going to step in. I don't know. I think they're scared of him stepping in. But they're restoring an area. Construction begins. First the electrical car. Now there's a Euro rental car company going into Iraq. Asian markets rally. Yep, after positive U.S. trade discussions. Again, there was so much news. I can only do so much. Barzani welcomes Pikiki's discussion to disband. He's handling that. The IXX went crazy. The Iraqi stock exchange went crazy because of the news about China and U.S. peace talks or trade talks or whatever. And then the funniest one that we discussed on the Zoom, and I didn't get to go over this morning, and I shouldn't because it would be like dynamite for me the way I love everything going on there. Trump accepted Air Force One as a gift from Qatar. It's a beautiful, beautiful plane. And there's all sorts of legal wrangling. Everybody's upset that he's getting this gift, other than his 40-year-old one. And remember, the Boeing one didn't get, he was going to cancel the contract and get an older one and get one refurbished for the presidential plane. They're all dragging their feet because they all hate him. So they gifted him with one. You decide. It was funny. If you were on the Zoom, you were on the Zoom. And that's, guys, the Zoom was so much fun. Thank you to all my members. I am not worthy. Thank you, Jack. He got called out right after the Zoom. I was praying God allowed him to be on there. He shared all sorts of stuff that, you'll have to listen to it yourself. I mean, I can't begin to summarize. I have no notes. I was in it. I was doing it. Then Sandy Ingram says this is the other summaries of everybody else. I'm getting through this. Thank you, Jesus. Now we're on to everybody else's intel. The Central Bank of Iraq has announced pilgrims can purchase dollars through designated banks and companies in Baghdad and other provinces. The process involves exchanging Iraqi dinars for U.S. dollars at the branches of participating banks and companies. We can only hope this procedure continues once the value of the Iraqi dinar floats to an acceptable level against the U.S. dollar. Please do not take this out of context. No one said anything about an RV or float at this time. Yes, because why? It's going to change in country. In fact, on Thursday, their interpreter, one of their people that works for them on base, has a consultation about their loan under that CBI program where they dropped a couple zeros. They'll know more on Thursday. If you pay attention, please subscribe, tap the bell. You want to get on that live if that's the only one you get on this week. So we're going to hear what the rate is, right? It can change in country for 2 weeks before we see it here in the U.S. Just hold your pantses. When I do the time is now live stream, you'll know that's when you can go to the bank here. If that's what you're looking for, you may not want to listen to all these details that I do every day. I'm just saying, at least subscribe and tap the bell so you'll know which live stream to get on, which is the time is now, which I'll do at any time, day or night this thing happens. I am doing more summary than anybody else. Fun Lou, he's hot or cold, depending on, I don't know who he works for, who's paying him to get on here, but it could be misinformation. It says the Abu Dhabi Securities ADX, the UAE's largest financial market, has signed an agreement with the Iraqi Stock Exchange and the Iraqi Securities Commission, paving the way for Iraq to join the regional digital trading platform, Tabadul. As you can see, the arrangements are being made for the digital Iraq are far more ranging than you may have thought. I've been saying they're far more advanced than anybody thinks. I'm the one talking about the financial system. It says there is so much work to be done yet as dozens of infrastructure projects, housing projects continue to be added. I don't think they're looking at the systems the way I look at it as a former auditor with Pricewaterhouse. The Iraqi stock market did very well in the past year with many yields over 100%. There are no discussions of the RV or RI by any credible source to be found anywhere. Of course, they're not going to talk about it. They're not going to want you to even know it's happening. So, if you stick with me, you'll understand. And my sources. Claire says, article, Al-Nusari, our dinar continues to recover until it reaches the official price. Quote, economic and banking advisor Samir confirmed on Sunday that the Iraqi dinar has been gradually recovering. I brought you articles for Monday. They're still on Sunday. Just saying. Just pointing that out. Confirmed on Sunday that the Iraqi dinar has been gradually recovering for several weeks due to the internal and external reasons that have been controlling functions. Yep. The closer it gets to zero, the better. Because right now it's 0.00076. That's what we see on Google, right? in country, they've been seeing increases. If you're paying apart, you know what I've been talking about that for a long time. Militiaman, the parallel market is a big thing in the news because the street parallel market rate is an illegal market. I love Militiaman. They're talking about getting the parallel market on par with the official exchange rate or really close. I think that's what's taking place. Militiaman, I would love to have him sometime be a guest on one of our Zooms. What do you think? If you think that'd be a good idea, comment down below. Or Mark Z. That'd be great. Frank 26, at least before this happens, right? Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground. Salih on TV again. He's saying on TV, CBI efforts have made the gap close between the official rate and the black market. They're talking about how good the CBI has done. Frank, there sure is a lot of activity going on with your ASER flack. That's the education of the citizens about what's about to happen because they're going to see lower denoms. They're going to see lower denoms. In fact, our military have seen the lower denoms. They're ready. Okay, they're going to have to send out the lower denoms if it comes on par with the dollar. Okay, we will not see lower denoms ever. We will just see a change in the digital rate that we will get when we go to the bank. We'll get a digital dollar for it. You understand? Please subscribe and tap to my bell. Tap the bell. So I'm getting lower and lower on the here. I'm getting lower and lower on the couch here. This is how I feel. I'm going to finish the summary. It might take another minute. So Frank 20, double chin much? I guess. Frank 26, he's in Hawaii. I'm so jealous, Frank, that you're in Hawaii. I'm still in this cold flipping state. I have my heated vest on. He goes, I love the fact that Nazari came out and bragged about the CBI and how the CBI has lowered the exchange rate of the American dollar inside of Iraq. Praising the CBI because they closed the gap between the black market and the official CBI. Exactly, Frank. I think the CBI is the one who's going to do this. Saddam's not going to leave it to the politicians. I think I'm done. Guys, I do this summary every day. Please show me some love. I have 9,000 videos on my channel. Tell me anybody that has that many videos. I haven't seen another YouTuber have that many videos. I just haven't. If you can find one, let me know. I would love to look at the channel. I just think I'm the hardest working YouTuber in the Dinar community. And I'm not just here for the Dinar. I'm here for the Dong. I'm here for the Zim. I'm here for the crypto. I'm here for all of it. Because of my financial expertise, I think you should join my channel. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank God I got this done. Bye.